What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I have a replay versus a friend of mine. He's on some spicy chaos burn deck. Y'all all know him in the GOAT community. It is Birdmanomega. Really good duelist, for sure. And we had a really back and forth game here, so we're gonna check it out to see what happens. To see what the gameplay, how it went down. He did punt, not gonna lie, spoiler alert, punt, and he even admitted that he punted it, but it happened, so I didn't think I was gonna win. I thought he had me, to be honest. So he throws paper, I throw paper, and he throws scissors, so he gets to go first. You'll love to see it if you're Birdman. So he opens, let's go ahead and pause it for a second. He opens Level Limit Area B, Mask of Darkness, a Drama Trio, Sangin, a Drama Trio, and Solemn Judgment. So he's got double trio. It's not that great. And this is like a burn, I guess, like Mask of Darkness, Turbo Chaos, fucking crazy. But it's really good because, it puts some work in. So, and I've got Deco, Pot, Regeki Break, Mirror Force, and MST. So let's see what he does. He decides to set this Mask of Darkness. This is a really good combo here when you just play a Drama Trio and then you instantly have a target to grab back the Drama Trio. Unfortunately, he has two here, but still. And then he plays Level in Area B. So at this point, I think that he's on like just regular burn. Like some kind of, I'm thinking this is Cyber Jar, Morphing Jar. And actually, when I seen this card, it really threw me off. And also, when I seen the Solemn, I was like, holy shit. So, I draw into Upstart Goblin. So I fire the Upstart. I draw into Tsukiyomi. That I keep going back and forth in the main and taking it out. And then I decide to Pot of Greed. And he says, okay. He does not Solemn it. I draw Solemn in Breaker, so now I got a lot of back row removal here. I got a Regeki Break for the monster. I got all kinds of good shit going on here. So let's see what I decide to do. I decide to set Dekochi, set Mirror Force, set MST, set Regeki Break, and set Solemn Judgment. Or no, did I set the Solemn? I kept the Solemn in hand. Because I think that he's on, Sorry, quick pause. So I keep the Solemn Judgment in hand because I think he's on burn, and I'm like, I don't really want to Solemn and fucking lose half my life points, but joke was on me, kind of. So instantly in the standby phase, I decide to just shotgun this Regeki Break. He draws Tsukiyomi, so he's not on burn like right now, but it's pretty burny, but it's just a crazy deck, but it happens. So Birdman definitely is known for the spice. So I try to target the Mask of Darkness. And then he decides to Solemn Judgment this. So now I'm like, oh shit. It's like some crazy hybrid burn deck because a lot of Panda Burn is not running Solemn Judgment. A lot of them do not. So in the Solemn Judgment kind of threw me off. And then he flipped the Mask of Darkness. And then I'm like, oh shit. It's hella spicy time. So he's going to flip that and grab the Solemn Judgment back. And I cannot do nothing about it. And he drew the perfect card he needed, the Tsukiyomi, to put the Mask of Darkness down. So this was really nice on his part. Like, hell yeah, let's go. He gets to go face down. And then he sets Solemn Judgment and passes. I decide to in-phase MST this because I'm going for the Breaker play. And if not, I could have MST'd that, but it would have just kept looping. I guess I could have MST'd the level limit there instead of the Solemn, really, and just let him Solemn me. Yeah, I probably should have done that. That's probably a misplay there. Probably shouldn't hit the Solemn there. Thinking about it, should have just hit the level limit. Then he couldn't have Solemn, so I don't know what I was thinking. I kind of misplayed there a little bit, but it's fine. Doesn't really matter. So then I decide to run Breaker out here that I just drew. And it goes to defense, but I will be popping the level limit here. And then I flip the Deco, and I draw into a Faith. So my board is just completely locked here. I cannot do nothing, set anything, or do anything. He gets his Solemn Judgment back, so I'm like, alright, that sucks. And I just pass. He draws into one burn piece right here, Secret Barrel. Pretty big damage here he's going to get on me. So he sets the Solemn and sets the Secret Barrel and sets the Sangin and passes. I draw into a Thunder Dragon. My board is completely locked. so there's nothing I can do. I discard Solemn Judgment so I can get burned a little more. I switched this Breaker to attack mode, and I think he set the Yugioh on me, hoping that he did. So I have to attack with Breaker first. And he Secret Barrels me right here for 2200. It does go through, it's Sangan, and he gets the Morphing Jar. So it's like perfect shit for him. And then I get him for the 1400. That's going to stick. Or no, yeah, I tried to attack for 1600. I actually forgot. And I was like, oh shit, I'm doing it wrong. So, and I have to just pass because I have all fucking monsters. So I was like, alright, great. And he draws into Mask of Darkness. He sets the Morphing Jar right away. And just passes. I draw into another monster. So this is like 4 or 5 monsters in a row I've drawn. I can't do shit. I have to hit the Morphing Jar. Gets rid of my whole hand. He draws Eco, Knock, Pot, Graceful, and just desserts. So that is just wonderful for him. I'm like, alright, this is awesome. I draw Upstart, Duo, Spy, Night Assailant, and Faith. So it's like, well, I can't really do anything. I get him for the 1600. Puts him down to 15. I fire this Upstart because I'm like, why not? And then I hit him with the Duo. And I do get kind of lucky here. Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. That was another game. I get his Knock and his Deco, so I did not get lucky. So he has Secret Barrel, Just Desserts, Graceful, and Pot of Greed. He's about to push my shit way back here. He's going to fire the Pot of Greed. About to draw 5 cards with my bitch ass. He draws into Knock and Just Desserts. So now that's just game right there in his hand. It's completely over. There's not a damn thing I can do. He can literally just set both of these and just pass. He doesn't even have to flex with the Graceful. So he does Graceful me here. And he draws into Gravity Bind, Night Assailant maybe, and some other shit. I don't fucking know. It's a wrap though, obviously. He just goes right in standby phase and shows me the goods, and that is game 1. So nothing I can really do there. So I board into like Mystic Walk, Mobius, and I think I take out the Spies or something because I don't want to get locked with them. And I think he sides out of all his burn shit here. He just goes into like a straight turbo deck, which is pretty cool. So let's see what happens game 2. Oh, I did put in Dust Shoots this game too, yeah. Just say screw it, because I'm like, he's playing like a hybrid deck. I'm going first, so it's like, let's see if I open him. Which I do happen to open one. I open Knock, Trap Dust Shoot, Pot of Greed, Deco, Sork. He's got Secret Barrel, BLS, Sangan, Graceful Charity, and Breaker. And then my 6th card is another Trap Dust Shoot, so I'm like, alright, let's fucking go. I Pot of Greed into Snatch Steal and Breaker. And I set both Trap Dust Shoots in the Deco and just pass. And the standby phase, I flip the Trap Dust Shoot, and then I flip another one on him. And I pick the Thunder Dragon and the Sangan out of his hand here. And he fires Graceful, and he draws into Knock, MST, and Snatch Steal. So pretty busted ass Graceful Charity there, not gonna lie. He discards the Secret Barrel, and he discards the MST, which I'm glad he did, because I wouldn't have been able to went with this play. Well, I guess I could have just summoned Breaker first, popped his back row, so it was probably the right decision on his part, because, well, he didn't know I had Breaker in my hand, or Snatch Steal, so he hits me with the Knock. And this is where I kind of think he might have misplayed a little bit. He could have maybe just waited a turn here, instead of summoning Breaker for no value, but he just says he has a Snatch Steal, and he just wants to get this damage off of me. He's already in a terrible spot right here after getting double Trap Dust Shooted. But he's come back a little bit. So he's got the Breaker out, hits me for the 1900. And I draw into Ring of Destruction. So this is actually really nice for me, I'm thinking. Because now I'm going to Snatch Steal his Breaker, and I'm going to summon my Breaker. So we have double Breaker with 2 counters, counter on each. So we get in for the 3800. And I set Ring of Destruction, and I just pass. He draws in a Secret Barrel, which is completely dead for him at the moment. He fires a Snatch Steal on my Breaker. I follow that up with a Ring of Destruction, because I have to do this, because if not, he's just going to pop my Snatch Steal, and it's just going to be over. So I just ring him. Maybe I didn't have to do that. No, I don't fucking know, really. I decided to do it. I wanted to get damage, just to get it going, and try to beat him as quick as I can. He sets the secret barrel, which I think is probably a bluff, but then I'm thinking maybe it's not a bluff because he thinks I'm just going to burn it. So I just say screw it and just burn it. And of course it's chainable. He chains the secret barrel. I take the 800. I get him for 1600, putting him down to 17. I set the MST and I just pass. He draws into a pot of greed, so I was like, okay, I'm just completely fucked again. He fires the pot of greed. He draws Mask of Darkness or Ring of Destruction. So this is actually perfect for me. He sets the ring, sets the mask. I end phase hit him with the Typhoon. And I draw into the Suki motherfucking Yomi for exactly 2700 worth of damage. So that was just sick as shit. I show him the goo, summon it, and bam, perfect game. We go on to game 3 here. Game 3, I do take the Trap Dust Shoots out instantly. I perhaps leave like Mobius in. Definitely 2 Mystic Walks, and I put a King Tiger in. I don't think I put King Tiger in game 1 because I just think that he's going to go back to his burn shit here, and I just feel like I'll get value with the Geometrio tokens, and it'll just shut him down. So that was just my guess, but this game 3 was pretty fucking sick here. This was definitely a sick game. I did not think at any time until like the last turn that I won that I was going to win this game. Like, I didn't think it was going to happen. So, he gets to go first. He opens Sork, Tribe, Thunder Dragon, Regeki Break, and Heavy Storm. He draws Solemn Judgment for turn. I've got Faith, Sinister, Thunder Dragon, Regeki Break, and Torrential Tribute. Make sure this is still recording. Okay, it is. He discards a Thunder Dragon and grabs 2 more. And then he sets Heavy Storm, Solemn Judgment, Regeki Break, and Tribe, and passes. He wants to bait like a knock or something here with his Tribe. I draw Night Assailant for turn. So my only play here is to discard Thunder Dragon, set Night Assailant, set Torrential, set Regeki Break, just pass. I don't know this is a bluff. Obviously, I don't know it's a Tribe, so no matter what, I just have to just gamble and hope it's something of value. He does end phase Regeki Break me here, which I'm actually okay with because I have the Torrential Tribute, so I'm like, alright, that's fine with me. It's Night Assailant. He gets it. He draws into his Torrential Tribute return. And I fire the Regeki Break, pop in the Tribe, so now he's in a spot where he has no darks, and he has a Thunder Dragon, a Sork, and a Torrential, so there's not much he can really do. So he opts to just pass. I draw into Mystic Walk. And at this point, I kind of thought he was gonna like try to Pro Storm me or something. So I don't think I did anything this turn. I think I just passed. Yeah, I just passed. I drew Mystic Walk and I just passed. He draws into another Solemn Judgment, so I'm like, all right, and he just passes. He doesn't set it, so he's going for like a big Pro Storm play here. So I do run out the Dakochi. I decide not to set it here because I think he has like Mind Control or he has Nox or something. Haven't seen a Nox this game, so I decide just to run it out, and I hit him for the 1400. And then I make the comment. What do I say? He draws I set Mystic Walk. He draws BLS return, which is pretty dead right now. I draw. I say choo choo it all the way home now. Choo choo. I'm trying to take the train home, get to my destination, which is the win, and maybe the deco can stick for. I mean, it's on like what, like a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 turn clock or something for the deco hit. I don't fucking know. Now he decides to set the Solemn and set the Torrential with the Heavy Storm, because at this point, I think he might think he could get blown out or something. I draw into Sangan for turn, so I could just run this Sangan out here, which I'm glad I didn't, because it would have just got Torrential probably, because he doesn't have anything, so he just doesn't want to keep taking the damage. So I decide just to run right into battle phase with the train, and get it again with the choo-choo, Thomas the Train. And he takes the 1400, putting him down to 5200. And then I try to set this Sangan as a bluff. This is like to get out any Nox. I do forget Sinister like an idiot, but this is actually kind of good to forget Sinister in this situation. I didn't do it because of that, but I forgot it, and now he'll know that it's not Sinister. So he'll think maybe it's something of value. That's what I was going through my head, but I didn't do that. I actually just forgot it. that actually makes it better in that situation when you think of it like that. He draws Mask of Darkness for turn, which is a huge draw for him because he has all of this back row stuff. And he has the Mask of Darkness that gives him the dark he needs for his Chaos monsters. So it's pretty sick for Homeboy here, for Birdman. So let's see. Or Homegirl. I'm not sure if Birdman's a male or female. Think he's a male, but I'm not sure. Could be a female. Not really sure. So no disrespect either way. You're a cool person, male or female. So Birdman decides, I'm not going to say he or she no more. I'm just going to say, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Birdman, he decides, he the Birdman or she the Birdman, decides to set Mask of Darkness and just pass. I draw into Tsukiyomi, so I have a couple plays I could do here. I could just run this Tsukiyomi out and just say screw it and draw a card. But I decide to flip Sangan and go for the Torrential Tribute play here. Just trying to just stick it. And he does decide to Solemn Judgment that, putting his life points pretty low at 2,600. And then I decide to run Tsukiyomi out. And he says think. And he actually just lets this go. He doesn't Torrential or anything because he wants to get this Mask of Darkness play off. I draw into a Ring of Destruction, which is pretty nice right now. I just go right to battle here. And I hit with the Deco. It's a Mask of Darkness, so he gets another Solemn Judgment. And this 2100 is going to connect, put them at 500. And then for turn, Birdman draws the Jar of Greed. So now his only play really is to go for this Chaos Sork here. Maybe find like a game shot if I happen to Solemn Judgment or something. That'd be huge for him. So he does banish a dark, banish a light, and he drops the Sork and banishes my Sangan, and then he tributes his Sork for Thunder Dragon. I say okay. And he banished a dark, banished a light. And I say priority, he says nope, so I do just try to go for the ring here. And of course he has another Solemn Judgment. Just tells me no, putting him at 250. I'm still at a fresh 8k. And then he says think here. So then he decides just to go right to battle phase. And I decide, why take all this damage when I could just use this Mystic Walk, blow up my Deco, because if not, I'm going to take 3,016. I'm going to take 6,200 here. So instead of taking 6,200, I only take 4,600. So I think the life points really matter there, and I don't really have another monster to use this Mystic Walk with. So at this point, I'm in a really bad spot here. The man's got a Solemn Judgment, Jar of Greed, Torrential, and Heavy, and I'm sitting on a Tsukiyomi, a Faith, and 2 Thunder Dragons. Then he has a BLS and a Thunder Dragon on field, not to mention. So he gets in for the 4,600, and he sets the Jar, and he sets the Solemn, and passes. Now I'm thinking there's no way I can get out of this, but I try. I draw into a Regeki Break for turn. I do go to main phase, and then I go back to standby phase. And I grab my Sinister. Probably going to need it now. Haven't got it the whole game. So now's a pretty good time. So I decide to set Tsukiyomi and set Regeki Break. Because I think if he attacks, I don't really want to die. And I could set this Faith here, but I just don't feel like there's a reason to even set it. So he in-phase Jar Greeds me here. Gets a little more plus on me. He draws Night Assailant and level limit area B. So he uses BLS to banish the face down in case it is a Night Assailant. He gets in for the 1,600, and I do just take it, putting me at 3,200. He sets Night Assailant and just passes. I draw into a Mirror Force, so now I'm like, alright, I got something to stop something at least. So let's just try and see what happens here. So I decide to go to main phase again, and then go back to standby phase, and drop the Sinister and target the BLS. And this is where I think he might have punned a little bit. Also, I would have probably just had screwed and Solemn Judgment of this. And then he could have just heavy stormed, and he would have literally just won right there. Like, I don't understand why he just lets this go here. Like, this is a big punt right here. This might have been the entire punt he was talking about. So he just says screw it and just lets it go. Maybe he thinks that I have like heavy storm and Snatch Steel. Maybe that was the reason, because if I do have heavy and Snatch Steel there, I just heavy Snatch Steel, attack for game. So he might think I have that. I know that I don't have that, but he didn't know that. So I just set the Faith, and I set the Mirror Force, and I just pass. He draws to a Morphing Jar, which is really nice for him. So now he flips Night Assailant and pops my monster. And he goes to battle, and I decide just a Mirror Force, because I'm like, screw it. If you don't have a monster, I'm just summoning a Sinister and going for game next turn. But, unfortunately, he plays Level Limit Area B, and he sets the Morphing Jar. The perfect draw when he has no cards in hand at all. Like, oh, this will help me. This is like the perfect time for Jar. So he sets the Morphing Jar. I draw into a Night Assailant, which is fucking pretty much dead. There's nothing I can really do with it. But I do think this is Morphing Jar here. I got like a hint of it. So I decide just to set the Sinister so I can get value with my Night Assailant. He draws into card destruction for turn, so he's going to snap set that and flip to go to a Morphing Jar. So now we're playing ball here, drawing 5. He draws Pot of Greed, Deco, Chaos Sork, Mask of Darkness, and Breaker. I draw BLS, I accidentally shuffle, Saku, Duo, MST, and my Breaker, and then I grab Night Assailant and get the Night Assailant back. Yeah, pretty crazy game here. Not gonna lie. How did I win? I have no fucking clue. Extremely luck. It's all luck. A little bit of skill, but hey. Alright, so now it's his turn. He decides to run Breaker out, and now he knows this is Sinister. But unfortunately, he punts here because he could have won. He wouldn't have won, though. He would have still not actually won. But he forgot to pop the Breaker first. So now when he summons both of these, actually he would have won if he would have just Heavy Stormed. Yeah, that's all he had to do. He knew this was Sinister, so that was a huge punt, Birdman. I'm sorry about that. You knew this was Sinister, but he just completely forgot about his level limit area B. So now both of his monsters have to go to defense. So he cannot attack with anything but the damn Morphing Jar. So that he just goes to battle, hits my Sinister. So yeah, all he had to do there was just Heavy Storm, summon both of those. He knew it was Sinister, and it would have been over. But it happens. It happened to me earlier. I could have just won. Instead, I set the monster, and he top decked into a Rage Battle Ox and just ran over my monster. I was at 100, and I could have literally just beat him if I just summoned and attacked. But I was scared of his back row, and the back row was Dustorado. So it fucking happens. So back to the game, though. I go to standby phase. I decide just to grab my Sinister. I draw into Mobius. So I say thank here, because I don't really know what the line really is to do here. But I think I did it pretty damn successfully. I did because I won, but let's see what happens though. So I think for a minute, and I decide to just shotgun this MST, and I target the level limit area B, because I'm just like, all right, let's just try to do it here. It does go through, and then I decide to just summon Breaker. And he hits me with the Solemn on the Breaker. So it puts him at 125. And then I just say screw it. And I banish a Dark, banish a Light. And he uses Torrential Tribute here because he had to. Because if he didn't, he would have died. So that's why, because he only has Heavy and Card Destruction left. So he fires the, the Torrential. And then I decide just to duo him here. And I roll. I don't think I rolled. I might have rolled. I don't think it shows dice. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I pick his Pot of Greed, which is really nice. And he throws out Mask of Darkness. I set Saku and just pass because that's all I can do. He draws into Sangan. He fires the Card Destruction on me. And he discards his Sangan and his Deco. I discard my Night Assailant, Mobius, and Sinister. He draws into Graceful and Cyberjar. Again, pretty fucking nice for him. He's like, alright, in a bad spot, let's get this Cyberjar to come back. So I use Night Assailant, I draw into Faith, Knock, and Deco, which is not that great, but it's something. And then he fires Graceful Charity, Solemn, Faith, and Knock. He discards the Knock, and he discards the Faith. And then he sets the Cyberjar and sets the Solemn and just passes. I draw into Tribe Affecting Virus, so I grab my Sinister back, and I decide to fire Knock. The Solemn Judgment is right away, so that sucks. I run Tribe out here, and I just go to battle. I'm like, screw it. I know it's not Morphing Jar, but it's probably Cyberjar. So I go to battle. Yeah, he's at like 37 or something, 38. So I go to battle, and it's a Cyber Jar, and he gets Snatch Steal, Faith, Mask of Darkness, Mirror Force, and Deco. So I'm just like, oh my god, this is fucking great. He gets it all back to his hand, and he's going to set all 3 of them randomly, which is what you're supposed to do in situations like this. You always want to do this. Some people just like put them up and show them the sets or whatever. You always put them back in your hand, and you set them one at a time, because it makes it random, obviously. So, I mill Graceful, Heavy, King Tiger Wonku, Card Destruction, and Chaos Sword. And then I make a comment saying, don't they all die because of King Tiger? But unfortunately, they come face down, so I guess they can't be checked. But I mean, it doesn't say that they have to be face down or face up. King Tiger says special summoned. So I think that it should kill them all, in my opinion, because you know that they're all level 3 or up. You know they're all 1400 or less, and they did get special summoned. But it went set, so it gets to keep them all. I'm like, alright, that's fine. So I put everything back in my hand here and decide just to go to battle here. And I decide to attack with the King Tiger, hoping that I hit the deco, and I did, because I wanted to draw more cards. Because I could maybe go for a deck out at this point. And then I just fire Graceful Charity. Talking about deck out, I draw into a Knock, Mystic Walk, and Chaos Sword, so this is actually pretty nice. I discard the Sinister and the deco. Crazy that I'm still in this game, should have lost like 10 minutes ago. But we're still playing. I knock, hit the Mask of Darkness. That's like probably good. I think it's actually was better than hitting the whatchamacallit, because he could have got another Psalm there and maybe like boarded out or waited some shit. So I decided to just set two back rows, and then I drop the sword for main phase 2. And I fire a card destruction, so I don't really want to draw 4. I just want to draw 3. I draw Snatch Steal, Jar Greed, and Book. He draws Night Assailant, MST, and Duo. He has this set Heavy Storm, so he's going to destroy me right here, because I'm going to set the Jar in the Book of Moon. But it's all good, though, because we're still fighting. Come on. What the hell happened? Oh, no. No! Why did it stop? Alright, well, I guess I gotta go back and get to that part. Alright. That's crazy. Like, why did it just stop right there? But where were we? We were on the... I know where I was at. Let's see if I can find it, though. Damn it. Technical freaking difficulties. How did I come back? The world will never know. The YouTube world will never know. I'm gonna find out. On Dragon Ball Z. Da, da, da. Inspector Gadget. No, 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 no. Inspector Gadget. So we will go next game, next game, next game. Alright, and then we'll just fast forward this. I guess the only way I can do it, really. And then when it gets to that point, I can just pause it and play. I've already done all of this. This is a crazy game, though. We're gonna get back to the part where we're at. I've already seen all this. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, a lot of drawing. Try to run the train out. Take the train home. Let's go. No, we've already seen all this. Set a bunch of back rows. I set the singing. He sets the mask. Flip, try to torrential. He solves it. I run out deco. Then I run out Tsukiyomi. Flip the deco. Draw a ring. Set the ring. Swing bada bada. Swing bada bada. He takes the 21. Put him at 500. Drops the Sork on me. Bandages my Sangin. Drops the BLS. I try to ring. He solemns it. Tries to go to battle. I use the Mystic Walk. Gain some damage. Gain some life. Lose some life. Sets everything. Passes. Grab my Sinister. Hits me for the 16. I take it. 32. I use Yugioh break. He punts right here. It's the first punt, I believe, but the last one was way worse. But it's coming up. Sorry, Birdman. That sucked, really. That's crazy. It happens though to everybody. So we're almost to where we're at after a Cyber Jar. After we see Cyber Jar. Come on. We're almost back to what happened. Big punt right here. Big punt. That was a huge one, Birdman. Don't do that this Saturday. This game was alright. Ratings are changing in a couple of days anyways, so it's all good. So we're almost to the good old Cyber Jar. We haven't even seen the good old PS. The good old Pro Storm from Birdman yet. Shit it on me. Alright, here we go. It's coming. Okay, that's when he draws that. I get this. Okay, Cyber Jar's almost set here. Come on, we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We gotta resolve Cyber Jar still. Come on. Come on. Don't stop. What if it stops at the same spot we're at? Okay, come on. Come on, come on. Okay, we've already seen this. We've already seen this. I better stop hitting it. It's probably gonna never stop now. I get the deco. Okay. I fire the graceful. Okay. I knock the mask, which I think is a good hit over the faith right there. I'm gonna drop everything. Card destruction him. He's gonna draw 3. I'm gonna draw 3. Get the Night Assailant. I set up the moon, and this is where we're at. So he Pro Storms me here. So it's like, oh shit. And then I decide to just chain Book of Moon and Mystic Walk. I want to gain more life points, so I'm like, screw it. I'll put the thing down because I know he has Snatch Steal. And he can literally just win in 1 minute if he flips it up. At least this way he has to get knocked or something. So he does Pro Storm me for 5 there, and I do not chain the Jar of Greed. He flips the Faith and gets card destruction. So now I'm like, oh shit, he's trying to deck me out or something. He's going to make me draw an extra card here or something. I don't know. I mean, he is the Spice God. I mean, anything can happen. He fires the card destruction here, and he discards his Night Assailant. And I discard my Night Assailant and Snatch Steal. I draw Kaiku, Pot of Greed. He draws into a knock, which is really nice. So his last card is Tsukiyomi. So he fires the knock on my King Tiger, and he just passes here. And I have just 1 play and 1 play only. Because I have no more cards left in deck. This is the last turn. I go for a Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer. Thank God he was still in my deck. And Birdman only has Duo, Ring, and MST. So even if I attack the Cyber Jar, I won't resolve it, and he will resolve it, and he would just lose. So that's how that would work. That was a crazy-ass Game 3. Did not think I was going to win that one. That was some crazy shit. Sorry about the delay. It just didn't want to work or whatever. But that's how I won, though. I just summoned Kaiku at the end and ran over his Faith, and he had no kind of response for it. He couldn't do anything. He was literally at like 63 life points. Like, he went from 125, divided to 2, and then he divided 2 again, I think. Some crazy shit. But it was fun, though. That is the replay, everybody. Y'all hit the like, hit the sub. Have a good day or night. Peace out.